If you've been anywhere near the tech sphere lately, you've probably heard about Google's latest lineup of smartphones. And if not, well, welcome back from your cave dwelling. We've got not one, but two shiny new devices hogging all of the headlines. The Google Pixel 9 Pro XL and the Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold. You know, the ones that YouTube's algorithm and every tech outlet seem to think are the only phones that matter. But here's the thing, Google didn't just launch two phones. There is a third contender in the ring. Yeah, that's right. And this phone has been quietly slipping under the radar while its flashier siblings steal the spotlight. This is the Google Pixel 9. Actually, let's eliminate any possible confusion. This is the all-new and regular Pixel 9. The reason for this video is sometimes the best stories aren't the ones that everyone is telling. And with that said, go ahead and buckle up because I'm telling a completely different one. Welcome back to the channel, folks. I appreciate you being here. Now, in a sea of sameness where every single review feels like a rerun of the last, I decided to do things differently. While everyone is busy drooling over the foldable screens and extra large displays, I'm here to break the mold and shine a light on the unsung hero of the Pixel family. Because sometimes it's the underdog that ends up stealing the show. Now, Google Pixel lineup has always been the smartphone equivalent of a dark horse, you know, quietly powerful, subtly innovative, and often underestimated. But this year, it's charging full steam ahead with the Pixel 9. We got a brand new or a fresh design, an Android experience that is so polished it's practically glistening, and of course, cameras that are basically magic wands powered by Google's AI. Oh, AI. It's everywhere. So whether you are hyped about it or you're just sick of hearing that term, well, there's no escaping it, you know? Now, after a week with the Pixel 9, I have to admit, this might just be the dawn of a new era for Android smartphones, especially considering the whole stupid green bubble versus blue bubble war going on. We've got a new chipset, a brighter display, a bigger battery, and a shiny new ultra-wide camera. So today we dive into the Pixel 9's first week of real-world action from my vantage point. I should be specific there. Alright, so let's rewind and start from the beginning. What do you see here? Or I should say, what is the first thing you notice here? The updated design, of course. Google's kept that signature camera visor we are all now familiar with, but still, it's as if they took a design cue from sci-fi movies and just ran with it. The result? An even bolder camera island that really pops and does so even more than before. Sure, it's a bit of a polarizing look. In fact, it's either you love it or you hate it, but personally, I'm all for tech that is not afraid to stand out, but you all know that by now. Here with a flat back, flat aluminum frame, and a glossy Gorilla Glass Victus 2 that all scream premium, but at the same time also screams watch out for fingerprints. And oh, the petite form factor that you are accustomed to, well, the Pixel 9 here has bulked up. Still, this year's Pixel 9 is the most streamlined yet, rocking just the essentials, a main camera and an ultra-wide. And if, like most people, you are eyeing the Pro models, then you'll get a little bit more bling for your buck, including a telephoto lens, and also a temperature sensor. Well, apparently, that still is a thing. But anyways, if you are like me, well, actually, not like me, if you are like the average person and appreciate a phone that's comfortable to hold and easy to manage with one hand, the Pixel 9's compact iPhone-esque form factor is a win, trust me on that. And speaking of iPhones, I'll be first to admit, as I tend to cover more Samsung and certain fruit branded devices, I find it rather difficult to avoid the good old iPhone comparison trap. And I get it, it's like comparing every sci-fi movie to Star Wars, right? But how can you not? It's iconic. The Pixel 9's design practically begs you to draw some parallels with the iPhone. The feel of it, the shape, even the weight. But it does so while still maintaining its own and very distinct identity. And I applaud Google for keeping it that way. Because the way I see it, this is a perfect example of how a little inspiration can go a long way in delivering a phone that just feels right. But don't get it twisted. There's more to this phone than just the exterior, right? So let's go ahead and peel back the layers and see what's really under the hood. The Pixel 9 here packs the Tensor 4G chipset. It's an upgrade, but not a revolution. If you are chasing peak performance, you might find the competition's Snapdragon or M series options a bit more tempting. But still, in everyday use, this phone is smooth sailing. Apps, games, multitasking. In fact, I call this a multitasker's dream. It's small enough to navigate with one hand, as I mentioned earlier, smooth enough to keep up with your busiest days, and powerful enough to handle everything from emails to gaming. Now, when I say gaming, you do need to keep in mind that the Tensor G4 chip is not necessarily built with gaming in mind. It's not built to be a gaming powerhouse, but it's more than capable of handling anything you throw at it, from casual games like The Chase or more demanding games like, Genshin Impact, Asphalt 9, or Call of Duty Mobile. Push it hard enough with the super heavy stuff and they might get a little bit warm, but never to the point of worry or discomfort. Now, let's go ahead and talk about all of the good stuff this chip is really built for. AI. Google's Tensor G4 is all about artificial intelligence, and the Pixel 9 is practically bursting at the seams with it. Whether it's the new Gemini Live Assistant or the early good magic editor in Google's Photo, AI is working overtime to make your life easier. Gemini Live is like having a mini Google in your pocket. Perfect for when you need a quick answer, a second opinion, or just someone to talk to. And trust me, I'm not judging you. We've all been there. Anyways, the AI-powered voice typing on this thing is so freakishly good. Let me put it this way. The AI features here will just need their own video. Now, let's talk storage. You are choosing between 128 and 256 gigs, which, sorry folks, isn't expandable. And while the Pixel 9 ships with Android 14, I'm not too worried. Don't sweat it, because as I said, Google's AI magic is in full swing here. Now the display, it's bigger and brighter than last year, and Google is calling it an Actua display, which sounds pretty fancy, at least until you realize that it's not the same LTPO tech you'll find in the Pro version. But here's the kicker. This thing gets bright. Whether you are sunbathing or scrolling, it's gonna cut through that glare like a hot knife through butter. And the refresh rate here is as high as 120 Hz. Of course, you have the option for 60 Hz. Now, there's one thing I need to address. The elephant in the room, if you will. There is no telephoto lens here. If you are someone who loves getting up close and personal with your photos, that might be a deal breaker. The ultra-wide lens is great, but it just cannot replicate the kind of zoom shots you can get with a dedicated telephoto. So if that's a priority for you, you might want to wait for my review of the Pro models for me to tell you what that one is like. Still a great camera on here though. The battery is a bit bigger this year too, 4700 mAh, which is a pretty nice bump up from last year. And so far, it sees about a day and a half at full charge for a power user, so it's pretty good battery. Charging speeds? Well, they're decent, but nothing groundbreaking. 27-watt wired and wireless charging. With all of this said, the Google Pixel 9 hits the sweet spot. It's got flagship features without the flagship price tag. Google's nailed the essentials for this package, and personally, I recommend this phone. I highly recommend this phone, as a matter of fact. Anyways, I'm certainly appreciating you watching. I'm hoping that this was informative. Let me know what any questions you may have or any comments. Put those in the comment section. Don't forget to like the video, share if you know anyone who will be interested, and of course, most importantly, do not forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm going to catch you in the comment section, like I always do. I'm also going to catch you in the next video. And up until that next video, of course, as always, stay safe out there.